the problem most people have is they're small business. They're so afraid to block away categories because it's like referral based and it's whatever came and however my phone rang. Well, the more you can defend about that and carve out your little chunk of it, you'll actually grow up something huge.
Your success and growth all start in your mind. So get ready for another mind shift. Hello and welcome to the show. If you're just discovering me, my name is Joshua Kangley, and this show is all about motivation, inspiration, and positivity. We shine lights on people who are doing amazing things out there, despite challenges, despite what's going on, still rocking and rolling, and being a true guiding light for others right now. And look, we all need inspiration and positivity now more than ever, and that's what I'm here to do. So you're at the right place at the right time. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already for more content like this, more awesome inspiration, more guests like our next guest who is amazing. Talking about entrepreneur, this next guest has entrepreneurship running through his veins, and we'll get to him just momentarily. Before we do, though, if you're still wondering who the heck is Joshua Kangley, please head to www.hellomynameisjosh.com. There you'll learn more about me, and also all my podcasts and my shows are all archived right there for you to enjoy anytime you want. Also, if you have any questions about me, any guest on the show, like our next guest, or if you think you know someone who should be on the show, please email me, josh@hellomynameisjosh.com. Turn notifications on. That way you will be reminded when a new mind shift does drop, and don't miss a single conversation. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in and coming along this journey with me. It means so much for helping me keep the conversations going and keeping this channel growing as well. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Now to our next guest, who, like I said, a true entrepreneur. So this is going to be a very interesting and informational show because I am an entrepreneur, and so many of you who watch the show are entrepreneurs as well. So let's get to it. We have the author of CEO Mindset with us, Vinnie Fisher, on the show with us today. Let's go to that conversation right now with Vinnie Fisher. Vinnie, welcome to the show.
Hey, Josh, good morning, and thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm so excited. You know, your energy, your passion for entrepreneurism is something that I really am inspired by. And so I'm thankful and blessed to have you on the show and talk about that a bit today.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I came out of the egg in this business world. Like I can be passionate about the leaves changing or like about lots of things. And so I love that, I've been given that high level of like energy output, but I really, truly am. I just have this gear in me where I just love and celebrate entrepreneurship. So I think you're spot on about that. I'm excited to dig deeper into that today.
Yes, thank you so much. And so, before we get to some of that stuff, can you please, as people just discovering the show, can you just kind of introduce yourself today a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, Vinnie Fisher. I think my greatest celebration is Debbie Fisher. We've been married for 25 years. And I just want to encourage everybody that, the endurance race of long friendship and fellowship and marriage is hard. But you know what? Like last night we had dinner with a beloved who are people in our group celebrating an engagement. And Deb said to them, after 25 years, I love them more and like them more. Now, hey, there are times where can be a bad day because you're just doing things with each other and friendships endure. So I wanted to let everyone know that's like the biggest thing in my life. And the cool thing is that at least 4 times in our relationship, we have had intimacy where we produce 4 beautiful children, and we have that. And so I'm a real busy guy in that part of my life. I have teenagers all around my life. And in my side hustle, I get the privilege to be the CEO and founder of Fully Accountable. And then we also, because I'm just that entrepreneur guy, I got a portfolio of companies where I've built teams, and we have 3 other operating companies. And so I'm that guy, right? I've had a good run in business. I'm a lawyer by training with a corporate and M&A background. And I just I'm probably most recognized as a good marketer and like kind of the idea of client acquisition. And so I'm like a fellow brethren to like the marketer in the digital world. And that's probably a big microcosm, kind of look at who I am.
Thank you for that. And you are that guy. And, that's why it's so inspiring to me, because your spirit and your passion for entrepreneurism, it's in your blood. It's
Yeah.
clearly in your blood. And,
Sure.
I also really like your perception and your perspective on life, when you value your relationship, your friendships, especially in times like this. So, just thank you for sharing that. Now let's talk about this, Vinny. What drives you? What do you think drives you to this high performance and to the level that you are right now? What is the driver for you?
I think a picture I'd love to paint for everybody this morning that's the same as what I'd like to put over everything is I think we travel through seasons of our life. And as I look at like the chunks that I've gone through, it's funny, a season to me looks like 5-year run. And a season has a first and a second half. And like, so the kind of 2-3 year run is that kind of first half of the season. And then you kind of get, and there's some overlap into the second half of the season and you cycle. And what's funny is when I look at my chunks of my business run that I've had, it's got this clear path of like a success run and a significance run. And so for everyone listening, I'm like in a significance run of my season. And anyone who's in like a success run of their season, I get it. And I've been there, and I got habits that always come into my significance phase. But what's driving me is kind of legacy and development of others. But for a long time, I was in that success path where it was like more about me driving depth. And now it's more about kind of the others around me. And, but I think that's an age thing, to be honest with you, Josh. I don't think that's like fair to just say like one or the other. Like, I don't think I had the capacity for a significance legacy approach when I was in like my late 30s. But now that I'm like the old guy in the space, and I'm thankful to have 3 or 4 team sets of companies, and I'm excited about them growing up more than I am about me. And so I'm in that season. I'm in like that kind of somewhere between a king and a sage, and helping them with some big wins. And I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. Like Deb and I are having a good run in the growth of our businesses, but like, I think I get real excited about waking up and helping others accomplish that. And maybe some inherent laziness that I don't want to do some of those things, but to be real, like that's the season I'm in. And so I think it's good for people to look at that perspective of what season you're in when you're kind of evaluating what drives you. Right now, leadership development is driving me the most.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. That's very important. Now let's speak on entrepreneurialism a little bit, since you are the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's in your blood. Do you think that this is something that can be learned, or it's either you got it or you don't when it comes to being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I think we all have really interesting personalities, and I think we all bring different, unique focuses to it. So I don't think there's a one size fits all to an entrepreneur. I will say this. I think there are good marketers, there are good salespeople, there are good product developers. I think people fall into one of those classifications. And, hey, I have a gift that our team came together with at our parent company, fullyaccountable.com/mindshift. And in there are my best-selling books. One of them is The CEO's Mindset. And in there, please just go get it. No strings attached. It's yours. My team will mail it to you. I triple dog dare you to at least read the first chapter. And in there, I talk about an answer to this question. And I'll give it now because you don't have to read it. I'd love for you to read it, but you don't have to. It's for your benefit, not mine. And here's the answer, Josh. I think that we set out to go sell something, or we see something clever, and we may not have signed up to actually be a business leader. I think the percentage of leaders in business, that entrepreneurial thing, is a lot lower than people realize. I think more people are marketers, salespeople, they're product developers, and then the big girl, big boy pants of actually having to run something that's kind of bigger than them.
Yeah.
That percentage of people who want to be there is a lot smaller than I think most. The people are excited about it, but I don't know that it's as big of a group as people would like it to be.
Mm-hmm. Now you mentioned the CEO mindset, and thank you for that offer that you're going to provide there. Talk to us about that book. It's a big book. What inspired you to write that, and why is having the CEO mindset important for business owners and entrepreneurs?
It started from me breaking an 8-figure company. We had a web hosting company, and I had hundreds of employees running around. I just got done turning down a big letter of intent from one of the big boys. We were competing with GoDaddy for daily signups. I had
Wow.
people everywhere. I was at the top of my arrogance in leadership that I had it all, right? Well, stepped away, the board, which I was an active member of, decided to bring another CEO in and run it. And we collectively, 100% my fault, want to be real clear, we broke that company and we ended up selling it for parts. It was kind of like in that, like I learned a lot about myself, some of the shame, some of the brokenness, one hit wonder junk that was running through my mind. And so I realized some of the components that I learned in growing business, I wanted to help other people. As I came out of that, I figured I'd honestly share the goods and the bads and kind of break down the framework of how I would grow something. You know, the first phase of growth, Josh, is about getting an offer to work, the side hustle, to get it really working. And then all of a sudden, if you can get into 7 figures of revenue, your mindset has to shift from like hustle to process and people and things and structure. And so that's a massive shift. And only 7% of companies actually get to $1 million of annualized revenue. So it's this ridiculous shift that has to make. And that book is like one of those journeys to help you realize how to like hire, culture, people, process, all the things that go along with really developing something beyond your shadow.
Yeah, that's going to be super helpful because you're right. As small business owners, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, we are so focused on, sometimes the business and just driving it. We forget and don't allow for the other parts of it as well. So that book is
Yeah.
extremely valuable. Thank you again. Let's talk
Please take
about,
advantage of doing it, like
yeah.
go get it, folks. Read. Like I'm a voracious reader and I love to always be learning. I want to say I always like be doing too. Do some of the things you learn, but hopefully that's a help.
Yes. Now you're a true guiding light and what you're doing, helping so many people. You're in that legacy phase, as you said.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Fully Accountable, your firm there. What are you
Yeah.
doing? How are you, what the service you're providing there?
Yeah. So we're a fractional CFO and outsourced controller group. So we are the back office, right? There's 4 positions in an accounting and finance company: the bookkeeper, the controller, the data analyst, and the CFO. Now, I want to let everyone know I am an entrepreneur. I am not any of those 4 positions. I am a problem solution guy. I had a problem in my life. I was running a health supplement company and I didn't have any relationship to profit margin. And that journey is real. Now, 6 years later, fast forwarding that whole story, we're big with hundreds of clients, lots of people on our payroll, and we are an outsourced fractional service that provides CFO and controller. We do all the work to e-commerce and tech companies doing 7 figures plus in revenue. That's our thing. It's what we do. We live there. And the secret is this, everybody: stand for an audience, create the niche. You want to know the secret to why we've grown so big? We actually have an addressable market and we only talk to her and to him. And that's why we are doing quite well in what we do.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good secret there. Can you speak a little bit on that? Like what are some ways to help someone to niche it down a little bit more, to be more focused?
It's funny. I think about like, I don't know, sometimes I'm at church and someone comes running up to me and they're like, "Hey, Vinnie, I hear you're really good at business. Man, I really could use your help." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Like, what's going on? What do you need help with?" He goes, "I just need a job." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what kind of things are you into?" He's like, "I just want to help people." Well, I'm frozen at that point. I don't even know what to do to help that guy. Well, that's what people's marketing sounds like when they're like, "Hey, who do you work with?" "I just work with small businesses." Like, there's no like way for me to help that person because there's 28.5 million of those. So how do I there's no reality that someone's going to be quite good technically or expert wise when it's that broad of a swath. Well, the problem most people have is they're small business. They're so afraid to block away categories because it's like referral based and it's whatever came and however my phone rang. Well, the more you can defend about that and carve out your little chunk of it, you'll actually grow up something huge. Who wouldn't want to be Sam Adams, which is 1% of the US beer market? It's huge. I'd rather be that than something that's in obscurity trying to be everybody's friend.
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show. I'm going to leave you the last words, Vinnie. So before we head out, is there anything else you want to say to the audience today?
Yeah, entrepreneurship's hard, man. I can give you some simple, clear steps and make your path straight, but good night. Doing the work, one of the reasons that I believe I've endured is perseverance. I just know that I'm going to not give up. And days are tough, right? Just keep doing the work, man. And I'll tell you, if you do that, you will see the enjoying of the ride and the season of life you're in. And actually the hard parts start to become more enjoyable.
Yes. And once again, can you remind people where we can find you, more about you and your firm before we head out here?
Yeah, fullyaccountable.com. And also we have created an email, wecare@fullyaccountable.com. You need help. You're not sure we're the fit. Reach out to us. We'll help and push you in the direction you need to be based on the season of business you're at. And if you want to know more about me, very social media stuff. Our team has a lot of amplification, and you can find out about Vinnie Fisher and both my website and all of our social media handles.
Vinnie, thank you again so much. Have a great day.
Hey, Josh, thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you again, Vinnie, for being on the show today. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for your inspiration, and thank you for being a true guiding light. I hope you liked the conversation, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and watching. What did you think? Comment below what you thought of the show today and maybe what you learned from Vinnie as he spoke about his insights on being an entrepreneur. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, please like, share, subscribe. I read all comments also, by the way, and will respond to you as well. Remember, if you're still wondering who the heck is Joshua Kangley at this point, go to www.hellomynameisjosh.com. There you'll learn more about me, and also all my podcasts and all my shows are archived there for you to listen to, watch anytime you want. And again, if there's any questions you might have about me, any guests on the show like Vinnie, or if you think you know someone who should be on the show, please email me, josh@hellomynameisjosh.com. Again, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed Vinnie. Thank you again, Vinnie. Everyone, we are living in some times of opportunity. And if you are an entrepreneur, I'm telling you right now, there are things that you can do, and now's the time to do it. So if you have that spirit, that drive like Vinnie, if you have an idea, a passion, now's the time to go for it. I encourage you to start living the life you deserve, the life you dream on your own terms. And I also want to say, now is the time more than ever that we all need to come together. So it's through these conversations that I hope we learn, and I hope we grow, and I hope it's my contribution for that. It's my passion. It's my purpose. And I really want to say thank you for coming along this journey with me once again. Again, as always, my name is Joshua Kangley. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.